Welcome to the first episode of Simply Explained. Today I will explain how Necromancy works, how you can get very strong souls, how you can spawn them, and how you can use them to absolutely break the game. This video consists of different chapters, so if you want to look something up again, it's easier to do so, but they do have an important order, so make sure to watch from start to finish. You would think this isn't an AFK video for once, but actually I'm AFKing YouTube rank. We are currently 1/5 of the way there, so help me speedrun by simply pressing the subscribe button. Also join my Discord and use my comment section as an AFK chat. Now how does Necromancy work? First of all, you need an enemy, and then you need to kill this enemy. When its soul escapes its body, instead of letting it find eternal peace, yoink it into your Necromancer weapon. Then you can reanimate the body and force it to do stuff for you. There are 3 items in Hypixel Skyblock that work with Necromancy. First of all, the Reaper Sight. The Reaper Sight is an item unlocked at Zombie Slayer 7. The damage on its own is actually pretty good, and it has 3 basic slots for souls, the highest of them all. Second of all, there is the Necromancer sword. This item can be gotten from beating floor 6, but you can only use it if you have already beaten floor 6 yourself. The damage on its own is pretty bad, and it has 2 basic slots for souls. Last but not least, there is the Summoning Ring, another drop from floor 6, but it does not have any requirements to use. So there is no damage at all, because this is not a weapon, and you can't put ultimate wise 5 on it, which will be important in the future. There are 2 slots for souls. Now let's talk money. The Reaper Sight has 3 slots, but is also the most expensive one at 22.5 million. The Summoning Ring can be bought for around 11 million and the sword for around 10 million, so if you have floor 6 completion, buy a Necromancer sword and otherwise buy a Summoning Ring. There are a couple armor sets that interact with souls. The Reaper Mask lets you store an additional 2 souls in your Necromancer weapon, but if you don't use it, if you're like a tank for example, I wouldn't recommend buying it. Then there's the Necromancer Lord armor. Boom. For every piece you can store an additional soul in your weapon, and the full set bonus makes your souls 20% stronger. This armor set is quite a good support if you're running very strong souls, because 20% of a high number is also a high number. Now you can start capturing souls, but you can only get souls from undead mobs, although there are a couple of strange exceptions. So there are 2 ways for a soul to drop. First of all, killing something with a Necromancer weapon, and second of all, have a Summoning Ring in your inventory and then just kill anything. Now, there's always a chance for a soul to drop, but it's never 100%, and it depends on the level. So if you kill mobs in the graveyard, they're level 1, they will always drop souls, but here in the crypts, you can already see some of them don't. In dungeons you can find mobs with even higher levels, like mini-bosses, the Shadow Assassin, Lost Adventurer and Frozen Adventurer. Now if you kill them, you will see from the zombie you will get a regular soul and it will happen quite a lot, but from stronger souls it's like an RNG, and because they are strong you can also see white in their eyes and mouth. Usually a Necromancer will have a Summoning Ring, then use his regular weapon, and then store the soul in a Necromancer weapon by using right click. Now if you crouch right click, you can see the stats of the souls in the weapon. You can see the health, the base damage and the level. Souls also have a defense stat, but you cannot see this, that's why some of them take almost no damage at all. Souls can also often crit and do up to 3 or 4 times their base damage. If you do click on a soul in this menu, then it will be removed forever. The only other way a soul can get removed is if it dies. As you can see, my zombie is now gone. Now it's time to take a look at the strongest souls out there, and we will start by looking at melee mobs. Master mode has been a true revival for Necromancy. We're going to start off with Master mode admin souls. These souls can be found in admin crypt rooms, have 15 million HP and 225,000 damage. Finding an admin crypt room is quite rare, and if you cannot run Master mode 1 quickly, then you shouldn't try and get these yourself. But one soul rises above them all, the Hypixel soul. Only one of them can be found in the admin crypt room, and it has 75 million HP and 750,000 base damage. Outside of dungeons, it can be used to AFK everything. Master mode 6 is the highest floor that is out right now, so souls from there are very strong, with Golem souls at 2 million DPS, Terracotta souls at 190k DPS, and also Giant souls with 1.8 million DPS. There is the Tribe Member Soul with literally 1 billion HP and 800,000 DPS that we've already seen in a previous video. And my favorite souls are spirit bed souls because they are super fast and will always fly around you, and they also have extra knockback. If we are looking at the ranged souls, then sniper souls have the best damage by far. Master mode sniper souls can deal up to 340,000 damage. While recording this, somebody recognized me and he came to say hi. If you find me in a server, don't hesitate to do so. I really enjoy talking with you guys. So there's one big issue with ranged souls. They will try to attack the same mob and then attack each other instead. And this will actually go on, and they can kill each other if you don't split them up by moving or despawning them. This also works with other people's souls. This is Pauliner's Skeletor soul, and he accidentally attacked my sniper, which was not a good idea. RIP. So there are many strong souls out there, and everyone can choose their own flavor. If you choose ranged souls, please only keep one, because otherwise you will literally hate your life. Apart from strong souls, there are also souls that are super rare and now unobtainable. First of all, I have a red soul from back when reds were added into the game, and I actually traded this to Swavy and got it back later. But the rarest souls by far are the Goon soul. From back in the good old days when we had to wear our happy mask and Dante was the leader. But then he decided to become a big slime and start destroying the entire city. So some people that had necromancy items back then killed goons and managed to store their souls. And because this event is never happening again, the souls are super rare and valued at high prices. How to actually spawn souls? By using the right click ability of your necromancer weapon, it will use a certain amount of intelligence, and if you click again, then the soul will be despawned. Now this is the biggest limit of necromancy, and you will see why. So we take the HP of the mob divided by 10,000 and damage divided by 50, and this is the mana cost. So you can already see that damage is the limiting factor. So a red soul will only cost 0 mana, rounded down, but if you have an admin soul, for example, with 225,000 and 15 mil HP, this will be more than 4,000 mana. So how can we limit the mana cost? This is where the importance of Ultimate Wise 5 comes in. Ultimate Wise 5 makes it so abilities only cost half of their original price. Wise Armor has a full set bonus, which makes it so abilities only cost 2/3 of their original cost. So this is an extra very good reduction. And last but not least, there is the Sheep Pet. Not only does it give you extra intelligence, especially if it has a textbook, it also has a mana saver ability that saves 20% mana. So if we do the calculation, we start with 4,000, we take half off because of Ultimate Wise 5, then we have our Wise set, which makes it 2/3, and then eventually our Sheep, which makes it 1,240. It's almost 1/4 of the original price. Now all we need is more intelligence and become very smart like our friend here, the wizard. And I will go up from nothing to the sweat tier. First of all, there are two skills that give extra intelligence, alchemy and enchanting. Alchemy can be grinded quite easily but just costs money, and for enchanting I recommend using the experimentation table daily because it gives a lot of XP. Then there's this monstrosity. Yes, I will never finish this because ping! Please Hypixel, let me finish. Now a full necrotic Wise set will give you 800 intelligence, which is already quite a lot and gets you a big part of the way there. Now if you have a level 100 Sheep Pet with a textbook, that is an additional 200 intelligence, bringing you over 1000 intelligence easily. Then if you have heroic on the weapon with your souls in, that's an additional 100 intelligence. With all of that combined, you should be able to spawn at least one admin soul for a cost of 1246 mana. And this soul can already do a lot for you. Now the next step would be to get 2 of them and get to 2,500 mana, and there are a couple of methods to get here. First of all, I will go over the easiest method and then over another method that is more pricey but doesn't require you to reforge talismans. So method 1 starts by reforging all of your talismans to Bizarre. This should already give you a lot of extra intelligence. Then you need to get a weapon with a high intelligence bonus like a Spirit Scepter, Hyperion or a Bonzo Staff, and also add gems for extra intelligence. This will be used to sword swap later on and get the additional mana. Make sure to put Wisdom 2 or Wisdom 3 on all of your wise pieces, because it comes in very handy and adds more intelligence than you actually think. Always make sure you buy the Wisdom 1 books yourself, because this will be a lot cheaper than buying Wisdom 2 and Wisdom 3. Now if you're holding your Spirit Scepter and you have Reforged Tallies, then you can sword swap to your Necromancer sword and spawn 2 admin souls. You should be around 2500 mana. If you don't have this, then you can keep on watching for additional tips to get extra. Now these souls can already do a lot. They can solo almost everything for you, including tier 3 Void Golem. Now I'm doing a tier 2 just to show it off, but this works exactly the same way with a tier 3. You will let them hit once, use Creeper Veil ability and switch to your Goblin set. Now you have almost become invincible. I always sit up at this pillar and just watch my souls do the work for me. Now if you have a Necromancer Lord set, you could try and wear it right now, because the souls will become 20% stronger and it will make the boss go faster. But if you do tier 3s, make sure you keep in your Goblin armor, because you might die. As you can see in the Necromancer Lord armor, they have cracked damage and they crit a lot. They do 1 million damage, although their base damage is supposed to be 225,000. Now it's time for method 2, and this is where the sweat comes in. And you need some money for this. I have a maxed storm set, mythic necrotic with wisdom 5 on every piece. This gives me about 4000 mana. Keep in mind my accessories are reforged and I'm holding the spirit scepter. Now what I'm going to do is sword swap and armor swap at the same time, and this is a method that I've shown before in my video. Go to your Y set, immediately click escape and sword swap and use your ability. It might take you a couple of times to get right, but just follow these steps. Make sure that you can quickly switch to your necromancer weapon. Click escape and switch and right click at the exact same time. You should be able to get it 90% of the time. You can get some extra intelligence from the essence shop if you go to Wither Essence and buy Forbidden Intelligence, but it's not that much. The Fuse Kit gives 10 intelligence, but this only works in dungeons itself. You can get a Beacon 5 for an additional 25 intelligence, but you have to have a high Heart of the Mountain level for this, which I don't have. If you're a little bit short, you can eat the Jerry Candy for 100 intelligence, Cake for 5 intelligence and Bottle of Jira for 100 as well. The Enderman Slayer has added a mechanic that is very useful for necromancy: overflow mana. I have a Soulflow battery, which gives me 400 overflow mana, but you can also use a Gloomlock to get 600. Overflow mana is kept at 600, sadly. But with all of this, you should be able to get above 4000 mana in your storm set. And then you can use the exact same thing, the armor and sword swap, to spawn a Hypixel soul. And this is a pretty big achievement because it costs 4221 mana and it can destroy literally everything in the game, including a tier 5 rev. So once you have this, you can just sit back, relax and AFK. I have to give you guys a warning. This is where things get real serious. The sweat levels up until now have been quite okay because we started from the bottom. So for beginners, only 1 admin soul, which is pretty good. Then you have medium, then the armor swap is already quite sweaty, but then to get a Hypixel you have to be almost up there. But now we are going way over the scale. Once you get over 4k mana, Final Destination armor will give you extra because of the full set bonus, which multiplies your intelligence by 1.2. And there's actually a bug with this armor, so if you are in combat you can use /pet and then still go to your wardrobe and switch to storm. Now if you watch my intelligence, I have 5000 mana for a split second. This is a bug I've reported where Final Destination bonus stays active. Then there's something called bat stacking. So you will let your bats go in one direction, after some time turn around so they won't despawn, and then you go the other way and do the same thing. You will see that my max mana is above 4000. But why? Because of the bat person artifact. For every bat you spawn, you will gain 10 intelligence, and if you're good at it, you can go up to 200 extra. Then of course you will need a Hyperion because it has the highest base intelligence of any weapon in the game. So it's time to get a mythic heroic Hyperion. But this is not enough, you also need to get Chimera 5 on it, so it's a casual 1.5 billion weapon, because you will get double the intelligence from your sheep pet. So to get max you need to get there. Then there's the Bat Person armor. If you reforge it to mythic and get necrotic on it, during spooky it will give you the most amount of mana possible. But you will also need Legion 5 on every piece and 20 players around you to get to that goal. Now if you have all of these things, it's theoretically possible to solo spawn 2 Hypixels. Me, Beo, Cipher and Mikey have created a server about necromancy. Not only is there a custom bot that will calculate the mana cost for you, there's also a soul dealing where you can get the necessary souls you need, like admin souls, a Hypixel soul from trusted dealers. Apart from that, you can find all the mana tips that I've said in this video, as well as guides on how to spawn 2 admin souls, how to spawn Hypixel and more. There's different progressions based on what kind of soul you can spawn, going all the way to Necron tier, which is now still inaccessible because of mana requirements. Now it's time for some fun facts with my friend the Pauliner. Now if you spawn a soul,
Jesus Christ, what the frick is going on? Thank you so much, Savvy's a route.
And then you go and trade it to someone else, then they can spawn the exact same soul again.
Frick, is that 200 McChickens? Jesus Christ, what the frick is going on?
So right now there's 2 of the same soul, which is quite confusing. So what happens if one of them dies? If the original dies, then nothing happens at all. It's only important for the person that is holding the ring. Now Pauliner's zombie died, but mine is still alive and I have the ring, so it's still alive. Now if mine dies, then the ring will be empty. This is the end of the video and I hope you've enjoyed. It took a long time to make this, so make sure to like, subscribe and stay along for the ride. Peace.